welcome to today's webinar. This webinar is hosted by Varthana, and as you know, Varthana is an NBFC in the education space, providing financial help and solutions to schools through school loans and student loans. Not just that, beyond loans also, Varthana has its academic solutions through which we conduct series of webinars that help schools build capacity, be it school leaders, teachers. So we've been doing this for the past 1 year, and thank each one of them who have been consistently attending these webinars. I hope these have been helpful. Even in further days and weeks to come also, we'll be conducting a lot of webinars. So stay tuned and register yourself for all these webinars. This might greatly help. This will greatly help in your capacity building of your teachers. So for today's webinar, which is how to engage Orient parents, how to build a community through parent engagement. This is the topic of our webinar. We believe that a school is a whole entire ecosystem, and every aspect of it has to be addressed. So today's webinar is mostly towards how to engage parents. Before we start the webinar, I would like to set some norms here. I would like each of you to be participative. We will be having a lot of discussion questions and polls. Request everyone to participate and choose options in the polls. And if you have any questions, please put them on the Q&A box. We will answer them. Or if you wish to speak during any of the discussion questions, please raise your hand. We will unmute you. Then you will have to unmute yourself and you will be able to speak. So please be interactive and try to answer the polls and questions. Last but not the least, every participant who attends the webinar till the end is eligible to get a participation certificate if they also fill the feedback form in the end. So the rule is you have to be present throughout the webinar and fill the feedback form to be eligible for the participation certificate. In the previous webinars, what we have seen is some people attend for 10 minutes or 20 minutes and they reach out to us for certificates. But the reason why we are saying the person has to attend the entire webinar and fill the feedback form to be able to be eligible for the certificate is all the things that is discussed and dealt with in the webinars are very, very useful for you. You can use all these tips and strategies to improve the school in your school. So I would request all of you to stay throughout the webinar to be able to get this certificate. So this was what I wanted to say. This feedback form is also very important for us. It will give us an idea on what is working, what we can improve through your suggestions. So please take time out to fill this. You will be getting the certificate in about 1 week's time after this webinar, once we go through the entire list of participants. So without much delay, let's get into today's webinar. The topic for today's webinar is parent engagement and orientation, how to engage parents throughout the year and build a community. So the agenda for today's webinar is introduction and session objectives, parent orientation, what it is, why and how it can be conducted in the school, parent engagement, what, why and how, strategies to increase parent engagement. We will talk a little bit about Varthana programs in the end, and then we will have feedback and closing. Also, we'll be having the question and answer session. So moving ahead, let us look at the session objectives. The school leaders and teachers who are participating today, they will be able to understand the importance and benefits of parent orientation and engagement. They will also be able to understand how to plan for an effective parent orientation and engagement. So I would be casting a poll. To understand the participant profile, kindly choose the right answer. Thank you. Thank you for voting. I would urge everyone to take part in the polls going forward. Now, let us get back to the webinar. We know that most of them are school leaders and coordinators along with teachers. So, welcome back, teachers and school leaders. We'll go ahead with the webinar. Now, when we talk about parent engagement and parent orientation, what comes to our mind is the entire school system. Now, we as school stakeholders, it is important to develop and take care of each of the stakeholders in the school ecosystem. We know that every stakeholder in the school ecosystem is driving and working hard for the sake of the development of the students. Who are all the other stakeholders in the school apart from the students? We know that they are teachers, there are school management members, we have parents, and we have the community. All the stakeholders are focusing and working towards the development of the student so that the student can achieve better and better. Now, for this, most of the time, what happens in a school is the focus is on the students and the teachers who are working towards the development of the student. The school management makes sure the environment is conducive for the student development. So their focus is mainly on teachers and students. In this process, we usually oversee or overlook the importance of the other stakeholders. Why these stakeholders are also important? Let us go and see in the coming slide. Research says that a student who has both their parents in supportive roles are 52% more likely to are more likely to get top scores in their tests and exams compared to students who don't have this kind of supportive parents. So this fact is established. Let us see from data what the numbers have to say. So there was a study conducted by the Southwest Educational Development Laboratory in the US with 25,000 eighth grade students across 1,000 schools. And here the study says that if the student is having high teacher support and high parent involvement, their achievement scores are 3 to 4 times better than the students who don't get either or both support. Then coming to students' sense of belonging. A high student sense of if a student has a high sense of belonging and a high parent involvement, those students can achieve 3 to 4 times better than the students who don't have a sense of belonging or a high parent involvement. What do we mean by this sense of belonging is they feel that they have a support system. Their parents are supporting them, their teachers are supporting them. This is the kind of sense of belonging these students have. So we have established through the research and the data that a parent support is very, very crucial for a student to perform better in their academics. Now, I just want to tell you that there are many ways that we can include parents in this journey of the student development. We have established the fact that it is parent involvement is very important. Now, what are the different ways that parent can be involved in the school activities? Let us see. So there are two ways to involve parents and make them connected with the school. One is through parent orientation. This program is conducted usually in the beginning of the academic year because schools will have new enrollments as well as the old enrollments in the school. However, there will be new policies or new updates that the school wants to convey to the parents. It will be a good platform to engage these parents during the beginning of the year and talk about the school's vision, mission, goals, and new initiatives. We will talk more in depth about these things in the upcoming slides. Now we will look at the other way in which we can engage the parents, which is the parent engagement. It is not a one-time affair, but it is a series of activities that the school will conduct along with the parents so that they can keep them engaged throughout the year and establish that connect with the school and the child's development. So these are two ways in which the school can keep the parents connected with them. You orient parents during the beginning of the year. Now, I will cast a poll for this question, and I would request all of you to answer this. How many of you conduct parent orientation in your schools? We have 88% of them saying they conduct orientation, and we have 12% who say they don't conduct orientation in the school out of the 50 people that have voted. So now I want you to, those who have said yes, I would want you all to share how do you conduct this orientation? What elements do you cover during the orientation? Who would want to answer this? 88%. Yeah, I see a hand raised. Tamil Mani Vadiyappan. Sir, I will unmute you. You can go ahead. Unmute yourself and you can talk, sir. Have Mr. Prakash MN also who wants to share their experience. Go ahead and talk, sir. Tamil Mani Vadiyappan.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, madam. They are sharing in our parent orientation program regarding our the future plans for the year and what are the programs that we are going to conduct in the school for the year and in what way they have to cooperate with the children and the management with the teachers, so on and so forth, so that the parents will be having little more lights over their children and the school.
Wonderful. Totally agree, sir. True, sir. Thank you for your valuable contribution, sir. I think Tamil Mani Vadiyappan, sir, would you like to share?
Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Audible, sir. Audible.
Yeah, what are the things we did last year and what are the achievements we did last year that will be exhibited to the parents, and how we are going to differentiate last year and this year, and in the new academic year, what the things we are going to implement in the new year, and how it is beneficial for the students, and how it is better work out for the betterment of the students. And these are the clear-cut points we will be explaining to the parents, and we will be getting a maximum support from the parents what we are trying to implement in our schools. This is what we will try.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this is mostly what parent orientation looks like. However, we will go step by step, and for those school leaders or teachers who have still not started this kind of parent engagement, it will be very valuable. Also, those who are already implementing the parent orientation may find other things which they have not implemented and can adopt these also. So moving ahead, let us talk in depth about what parent orientation looks like. So what is parent orientation? It is an opportunity for schools to introduce the school's vision, mission, goals, plans, policies to the parents. Like Prakash sir and Tamil Mani Vadiyappan sir said, this is an opportunity where you can talk to the parents or share with the parents what is the school's vision, so that you will have full cooperation of the parents throughout all the initiatives. Now, the schools can also use this platform to talk about the future growth plans and strategies. They can showcase any new initiatives that will be introduced in the year, etc. it is not just an opportunity for the schools to talk about the school's plans and growth strategies. It is also an opportunity for the parents to voice any concern. If they feel that they can add some more programs, or they are looking forward to or expecting something, they can always put it across to the school management at that time. It will providing this kind of space to the parents will give them a sense that they have a voice and their opinions are valued. So in this case, we are actually forging a new kind of you're forging the trust between the parents and the school. Now, why parent orientation is important? It renders authenticity and credibility among parents about the school, because you're already showcasing and you're promising what are all the things you will be delivering through the year. It renders transparency, and transparency is the key to develop trust and lasting relationships with the stakeholders. Now, parents will get a visibility on what the school is trying to achieve, and they will also get an opportunity to think whether they made the right choice by admitting the student here. Yes, it so many things the school is doing, so it is a right choice that I made. Then it also sets a tone for the stakeholders on how the year would look like. What are all the different things the school has laid out, and what are the expectations they would have to meet in order to uh, uh, be in that role, and in order to take up those roles and responsibilities as a parent. It helps the school also to get full support and cooperation during all these initiatives. This is exactly what Mr. Prakash and Mr. Tamilmani Vadiyappan also expressed. Now we know what is parent orientation, why it is required. Now, how it can be done, I will give you a lot of tips and tricks on how we can do this. So, elements of an orientation program. With these tips and tricks, you can conduct a structured orientation program. Most of you, like you expressed, have already done. But let me give you some tips and tricks where you can do it more in a more structured way. The first point would be arrivals and introductions. You would welcome all the parents into the designated meeting area, and you will do all the introductions. Then you will have the agenda. You will share the agenda with all the participants. Then you can also include talk by an expert, because this is a rare opportunity for the school where you have so many parents coming at the same time with a mind space to listen and look at what the school is going to do. So if you can have a talk by a resource person on topics like parenting skills, adolescent behavior, nutrition, impact of nutrition on students' development, all this could benefit the parents. After that, you can have a presentation. This presentation has a lot of elements in it, which I will share with you in the upcoming slide. This will be the focal point of the entire meeting. This presentation will be the focal point of the entire orientation program. Now, after this presentation, you can open up the floor for parents to freely ask any kind of questions or queries they have. Then you can also have a tour of the campus, where the parents can go and visit all the facilities in the school, be it classrooms, be it restrooms, lab, library, playground, all of these things. The parents can take a tour. Not just that, the parents can even visit their child's classroom, meet with the teacher, and understand how the academic year would look like, and what kind of support the parents can give to the students at home. This will greatly help the teachers and the parents in the long run. Now, after this tour, the parents can come back again to the meeting room, where you can collect feedback on different sections like infrastructure, facilities, safety. You can ask for their opinions and suggestions. Not just asking, once it is implemented, you can also inform the parents that their suggestions and opinions have been implemented. This will give them an idea that the school values their voice. So now we know that these are the different elements in the orientation program. You may not limit to this. You can also add a lot of other elements to this. You can be creative and you can add more elements to this. Now, coming to the elements of the presentation. Like I said, you will also have a presentation. How do you present things to the parents depends largely on a lot of things going in, how you think about the theme and how you think about the different steps, how you think of the flow of the presentation. Now, the flow can be you start with the big picture of the school, which is school vision, mission, and values. Now, what is this school vision, mission, and values? Every school will have a vision, they will have their mission, and they have their value systems. The school leader, the teachers, and the students know, but the parents should also know because they have their student in the school. They should know what kind of vision the school is having. If the school says the vision of the school is holistic development of the child, then the parent will understand that the school is not only striving for academic excellence of the student, but a overall personality development of the student is also the vision of the school. And coming to the value system, the parents will know that the child is learning a lot of good values when he or she is admitted in the school. So this is the first point which pivots the parent to the school's vision, mission, and values. Next comes the achievements of previous year and journey of the school. All of this, what all academic achievements, non-academic achievements. Like for example, the school would have conducted lot of competitions, a lot of sports activities, or the school would have sent a set of students to other schools for inter-school competitions. All of this can be showcased here along with the journey of the school, how the school started, when it started, how it has grown over the years, and you can also mention how the parents have contributed to the growth of the school. This will be a good opportunity for that. Next will be the academic targets for the coming year and what strategies you will be using to achieve them. So any new programs that you are planning to include can be shared here. For example, one of the target could be like this. We aim to get 100% first class results in the 10th board exams through targeted teaching and Vedic maths. This is just one goal. You could add more goals to it and explain about them. Now, when you say targeted teaching, the parents may not understand what it means. So you have to unpack it a little and tell that teachers know about every student in their class. So based on the students' learning ability and learning level, the teachers will uh, create a remedial program so that every student will excel. So this is the aim we have. Also, to make maths more fun, we are introducing Vedic maths. So this could be the pitch for you to include new programs and talk about academic targets. Next comes the introduction of your teaching and non-teaching staff. Introduction means not just introducing them by their name, but if you mention their qualities and contribution, it adds that extra touch so that parents will understand in depth about the people who are working in the school. For example, you could say, Miss Rama ma'am has been with the school for the last 15 years. She has a lot of experience in teaching maths to 8th graders. Under her tutelage, lot of students have got A grade in math and lot of students have started loving the subject. She has a lot of certifications and she also mentors junior teachers. So these kind of descriptive, you know, qualities can help the parents understand what kind of teachers are uh, there in the school who under whom the students are learning. So the next point after this could be school diary. Talking about school diary or the means of communication the school uses to communicate with the parents. It could be a physical book or it could be an ERP solution that the school is using. So you can mention everything that is there in the school diary. Then how to look at everyday communication, how the teacher sends communication, where should the parents write in case they are applying for leave. All these things can be explained. And code of conduct. Every school has a set of rules. So these rules apply not just for students but for everybody. So these code of conduct should be explained to the parents, and consequences for not adhering to the code of conduct should also be explained. Then you can talk about the academic calendar, timetable, holiday list, PTM, parent teacher meeting schedules. All of this can be explained to the parents. Then about homework, tests, and exam schedules, all this can be explained in detail. You have to make these schedules, timetables, everything in advance so that you can present these in the orientation program. Parents will get to know these are all the things that are going to happen throughout the year, and they will be well prepared in advance. Even if they have to plan for vacation or anything, they can plan around these dates. Any extracurricular activities and programs that you want to conduct in the school, along with the dates and schedule, can be shared with the parents during this presentation. Now, I would like to show a presentation by a school, which will help you in making your own presentation for your school. Hope the elements are all clear to everyone. Do you have any questions? You can please ask me, or we can move ahead and look at a sample presentation. Do we have any questions or shall we move?
You can move, madam. You can move.
Thank you. I'll show you a sample presentation here. So this is a presentation by an NCS school. Here they're talking about the agenda, scope of the presentation, what are all covered in the presentation, glance at the school, what is the motto of the school, how we talked about vision, mission, and values. The school here is talking about motto of the school, and they have this orientation for classes 1 to 5. So if, in your school also, if you have lot of, if the student strength is very high, you can, have it on multiple days. You can have the orientation on multiple days. Then they have holistic development of the child as their aim. They're showing the teacher of the day, how a teacher welcomes the students, flag hoisting, morning assembly, yoga, how they are conducting different programs in the school.
The slides are haven't displayed now.
Not able to see the slides, sir?
Yeah, I can see elements of the presentation. Yeah, now I can see now.
Sorry for the confusion. I'll play it from the beginning. So since the school has a large student strength, they have the orientation from classes 1 to 5. And their aim is holistic development of the child. They are showing teacher of the day. So the teacher welcomes the students in the beginning of the day, how it happens, then flag hoisting, how the morning assembly takes place. There is a yoga period and how it happens in the school. They have different classroom programs which happens. So they have added all these elements in the presentation. They have a learning center. How the day ends for the student and how they are dispersed into the school buses. So they have community programs, social awareness day. So all these programs they had conducted in the previous year. So they are showcasing all this to the parents. Information about the school timings, what is the school timings, what is the uniform, it is different for girls and boys, what are the house colors, and what should be packed in the school bag, what are the break timings. Like I said, some code of conduct is also there. What is the attendance required, the diary, how monthly circular is given to the parents. All of these things can go into the presentation. So you can also make a colorful presentation like this. So there are a lot of different clubs the school has. They have put up information about all the clubs. What are the scholastic aspects? When are the assessments done? So non-scholastic aspects like physical development, co-curricular activities like creativity, dance, music, all of this. What is the role of the parent? What are the roles and responsibilities? How the parents can support? All these can be put up in the presentation. What are the competitions they had? What are the trophies and prizes the students won during inter-school and district level, state level competitions? There is a school counselor at the school when they can meet the counselor. So this is all what you can see in the, what you can have as elements in the presentation. Hope it is clear till now. Do we have anyone with questions? You can let us know. No questions there. So you have understood now why parent orientation is important, and what are the different elements that goes into parent orientation.
Shala, there
What are
are
the
3 people who have raised their hands, so you may want to give them a chance to speak.
Okay. Dr. Jhansi Rani, ma'am, I'm unmuting you. I'm allowing you to talk. You can unmute yourself and ask your question, ma'am. Dr. Jhansi Rani, ma'am, do you wish to speak?
Audible my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
What would be the plight of the parents who are first generation? Like parents, they cannot involve in any kind of activities. Like they are laborers and they go early in the morning for work. So such parents least bothered about the students' performance, and we know nothing. You have to take care of, they say. So for such parents, do you have any idea how can we involve them in any kind of activities, please?
And what we can do is, since parents can't come to the school, I don't know where your school is. Is it located in where is the school located, ma'am? Is it in a city or a rural area?
It's in the old city, but the thing is, around 35% parents are totally first generation. The 35% students are first generation. So for such students, what would be the better idea? Can you please?
Ma'am, we have to curate the presentation in such a way that these parents understand. Maybe you may not have a presentation, not have a PPT, but you can do it through a lot of activities. Maybe include a lot of teachers who can explain to them in your local language about what are the different things the school has done in the previous year, what have they planned to do in the next year, and what kind of support you seek from them through the year. Of these need not be on the presentation itself, but you can do it through activities also. So that could be one of the ways you can deal with such parents. And if you feel that it is a very small area from where the students are coming, maybe you can do this orientation in the community itself. You instead of parents coming to the school, maybe you can shift your school orientation in the community itself. In this way, you will have a larger audience, not just those who are in the school, but people who are outside, who have not admitted their students in the school, will also have visibility about the school. So these are two suggestions I can do. I hope I have made some, I've made some valuable points.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have another person, Dharanija Nammagadda. Ma'am, do you wish to speak? I'm unmuting you. I see one, Mr. Bimlesh. I'm allowing you to talk, sir. Do you wish to ask any question or share any thoughts?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I only wanted to tell you how I connect because my previous school was located in a rural background.
Okay.
So how I took up the and the majority of the parents were coming from the farm. I mean, majority of the people, children coming were from farming community. So how I took it up was I called the parents according to different classes. Say Monday, it was only first class parents who came in. There were four sections of class one, so only first grade parents had come in, and the children along with the parents, they were taken up in the school auditorium, and the whole 2 hour session was taken up with them, telling them how the whole day is going to be spent in the school, because people, everything is new to them. They are how other ma'am, I don't, I'm sorry, I can't recall her name, but she had the question, if the parents are first generation, if the children are first generation going to the school. So that is how I took it up in my school. Because if you go to the if you go to a public place, that is, you are definitely advertising your school, and it creates a name also. But if you're specifically telling about your school, about the timings and the other elements of the orientation, if you want to take up and pass it on to the parents, I think I did it that way. If it can be of some help to ma'am who had just asked.
Jhansi Rani ma'am, yeah. Ma'am Jhansi Rani ma'am, I think you got couple of more suggestions here, tried and tested. Ma'am, I didn't get your name because it says Bimlesh here. So,
Yes, it is Bimlesh Saharan.
okay, thank you so much, Bimlesh ma'am. We have another person, Dr. Mohammed. Sir, I'm allowing you to talk. You can unmute and share your thoughts, sir. Okay. I think sir is not speaking. So we'll get back to the presentation here. So now that we know these are all the elements of parent orientation presentation, I would want to ask what are some of the strategies that you would wish to try in your school? What are some of the elements that you want to add in your parent orientation program? So it could be, you can put it on the Q&A section. We'll understand. So now we understood what a parent orientation means and how it sets a tone for the entire year, not just for the school leaders and teachers, but for parents and students as well. What is the expectation of the school from them and how they need to be prepared for the different roles and responsibilities. Now, with that behind us, we will talk about the second way in which we can engage the parents, which is the parent engagement. What is parent engagement? Like schools continuously engage parents through meetings, associations or committees, programs, and virtual communication. So this happens throughout the year. It is not a one-time affair. We have discussed about it. It is a shared responsibility. It's not just the responsibility of the school to conduct and engage parents, but it is equally the parents' responsibility to be committed to actively support their children's learning and development through various programs that the schools take up. Now, why is it important? Research, like we earlier also discussed, how having a strong parent support helps the students. So research shows a strong relationship between parent engagement and educational outcomes of the student, which also there is an increase in attendance and classroom test scores. Studies have also shown that parent engagement in schools can promote positive education and health behaviors among children and adolescents. Um, when students find their school environment to be supportive and caring, and they see that their parents are also engaged in their school lives, they are very less likely to get involved in substance abuse like drugs or cigarettes. They stay away from violence, and they also stay away from problematic behaviors. They do not exhibit any problematic behaviors, but they exhibit all positive behaviors. This also helps schools get full support and cooperation of the parents during all the initiatives undertaken. So the school has to ensure these kind of engagement programs are throughout the year. They are equally spaced out and have various different kinds of programs so that parents continuously attend and take part in these programs. Now, I will again ask you, what are some of the things that what are some of the things that can be the outcome? Now, benefits for the schools. It if you have a continuous parent engagement, it results in low absenteeism. Students will be regular to school. It will have high retention rate. That is, the parents will not take out their children from that school, and they will retain the students in the school. Now, because there are students and it will also add to the enrollment, there will be better cash flow. Because there is better cash flow, the school can take up lot of initiatives and there is enhancement in the operations. Now, these are the benefits for the schools. What are the benefits for the students? Students, they will find there is a direct impact on learning because they see that their parents are involved in the school. They're involved in their academic progress. So it will also have an impact on their overall personality. The students will also have social and emotional security. It will improve their self-esteem. So these are the benefits for the students. So what strategies, I would want to ask what strategies you are using in the school to increase parent engagement. We have understood what parent engagement is, how it is different from parent orientation. I would want some of you who are engaging parents throughout the year to share with us what are the different engagement activities they do with the parents. Is there anyone who wants to share? Anyone want to share if they are doing any engagement activities in the schools? All right, I don't see any. I see 4 hands going up. Miss Kavita Saini, I'm allowing you to talk, ma'am. You can unmute yourself and share your insights. Kavita Saini, ma'am.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Actually, ma'am, we recently opened our kindergarten in Haridwar.
Okay.
It's up to UKG. So we are engaging parents using the fashion shows on Mother's Day and some activities on Father's Day. Different days we have for the kindergarten. So we are celebrating with parents and kids. And on the
Nice.
kids' birthday, we are engaging parents to give their kids, and we gift those kids who have birthdays on that day.
Mhm.
So we follow similar activities for other festivals like Republic Day celebrations
Okay.
and others. But
So,
having these things, ma'am, because I have recently opened the school in the last year, so we are facing so much of challenges related to finance because this area is not well developed. It's upper rural area.
okay.
So parents are not that much educated, and if we
Uh,
are charging them too much for the engagements and the stuff, they are denying to accept that. So
okay.
how we can overcome such kind of challenges?
Very good question, ma'am. I'll tell you how you can keep parents engaged and not, be a financial burden on them. That
Mhm.
is the next part of our webinar. Thank you for raising this valuable question. Please stay tuned. We'll talk about all
Thank you,
the
ma'am.
strategies.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think that's that. We don't have any more people who. Prakash sir has raised his hand. Sir, I'm allowing you to talk. Do you want to share, sir? I have you can unmute and speak, sir.
Hi, madam. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Madam, we are also conducting for KG students that colors day, something so that
Uh,
the children will come to understand what the colors, identification of the colors, and they will be able to understand what is what. So at the same time, we invite the parents also to the program. Not many programs are conducted, madam, but many of the parents are not coming to the program. That is the PTS condition for us. What
okay.
in what way can we attract the parents to attend the functions, programs?
Yes, sir. That is going to be our next
Because,
part of the
because
webinar. Thank you for raising this query.
moreover, we are not going to burden them financially for these programs, but still they are not turning out. So what should we do to get them back to the school for the betterment of their students, children?
Yes, sir. We will talk about strategies that are different from what we discuss now. Also, what I would say is send out a survey form or a feedback form and ask parents what what you can do so that parents can come to school and engage. Maybe there is a clash of time. Maybe there is a clash of working. Maybe most parents are working and they can't take leave and come. So all these could be factors. It is very important for you to understand what are the factors that is stopping the parents from coming and taking part in these activities. So you may not ask all the parents, maybe pick out a sample set of parents. You can have a meeting with them and find out what could be the reason. I will also tell you one strategy through which you can do this. Uh,
Yes.
so
Thank,
just stay tuned in our webinar, sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Coming back to the webinar, It was very good that most of the schools are taking up a lot of initiatives to involve parents, and they want parents to take part in a lot of activities. I see some of them are having some challenges because it costs the parents. Some of them are having challenges because parents are not taking part. So we will address them. Like I said, we also have to reach out to the parents and understand what is stopping them. Apart from that, I will give you some strategies. So some of the strategies to increase parent engagement. Now, there are a lot of ways in which you can engage parents. Like ma'am said, like sir said, there are different ways. Today, we will be discussing about 7 strategies, which is the parent-teacher meeting. Most of you will be conducting parent-teacher meeting, but I'll tell you how it can be different. Parent-teacher committee or the school management committee. Then the school can engage parents through parent sports and activities. You can have a parent resource center. You can have an open house. Then you can conduct parent campaigns. Then you can have parent volunteers. So these are some of the strategies that we will be looking into in depth. The first one would be the parent-teacher meeting. I'm sure all the schools will be having parent-teacher meeting, and everybody will have this challenge that parents do not turn up for parent-teacher meetings. That is one of the common challenges which the schools find. However, we will see how we can make it more easy for the parents to come and connect with the school through some steps. So there are 2 types of PTMs or the parent-teacher meetings. One is a formal one where we send out an invite to the parent, and the parent has to come to the school on that stipulated day or time. Next one is the informal one where certain days in the calendar is allocated. This can be conveyed during the parent orientation itself. A certain window of time is allocated on certain days where parents can walk in without any prior appointment. These are the 2 types of PTMs. How do you schedule this informal one? You have to identify different days and time in each week where the teachers are available for discussion in the school. And you have to communicate this time and date to the parents during the parent orientation itself. When you are sending out the diary, it should be mentioned in the diary. On these days, you can walk in and talk to the parents. Home visits by teachers can be made in certain cases where the teacher notices that a student is not coming to school from a very long time, or there is some behavioral change in the student, and the teacher would want to talk to the parents to understand more about the child. This the teacher can do with prior intimation to the parents. Then you have the formal PTM, where we usually do it after the test or the exam. We have a parent-teacher meeting where we discuss about the child's uh, mm, how the child has performed in the test or exam, and we give the report card. This is one of the way where the calendar for the entire year can be shared to the parents well in advance during the orientation itself. But when you're making this calendar, we have to ensure public holidays, convenient or flexible time schedules so that parents find it easy to come and approach the teacher. So this is one thing where the school has to invest some time and strategy. Most of the schools, what they do, they organize PTMs only after the exam or test is conducted. But I would say there is an advantage if you conduct it before the test or exam also. When you're conducting a PTM before the exam, you can use it to discuss what are the expectations of the teacher from the students. Suppose there are some chapters that will be covered for the assessment. Where is the current learning level of the child? What can the parent do so that the child learns properly about these topics at home and attend the test or exam? What kind of preparation should go into it and how the parent can support the child? So after the PTM, you need not spend so much time as you spent in the PTM before the test or exam. Here it will mostly be to say how the student performed and what steps the parent has to take in order to get the student prepared for the next test or exam. So for all of this, the schedule and agenda of the meeting should be shared well in advance with the parents. And a reminder also should go at least 1 week before or a day before. Now, this is how you can structure your PTMs. When you have these open slots for parents to come and meet teachers, there are two advantages. One, for people who can't come on the scheduled date of the PTM, they can walk into the school on the other days, which is convenient for them. So by doing this, this will also not disturb the teacher or the school leader who otherwise would be involved in other work. So this schedule, if you keep aside only for the parents to come and meet, at that time you can even give all your attention and focus to what the parent is asking or telling, and you will not get distracted by the other work. So these are two advantages. One, the parent has flexible timings now to come and meet. The other, your other priorities will not be distracted. So this is how you can structure your PTMs. Now I will show you one parent-teacher meeting calendar, which you can prepare well in advance for the entire year and share it with the parents. This is just a sample. You can get creative and add more to this. You can even add the informal meeting schedules that is open for the parents. I'll tell you, so this is about the meeting calendar. Now, this is something that the parents know. These are the timings, these are the days that they have to come and meet the teacher. Now, even for the teacher, there is a very small slot available to interact with the parents. How can he or she make best use of that time? It will happen only if the teacher has a plan for the meeting. Now, the teacher can make a plan of the meeting with the theme or objective that he or she wants to conduct. What is the type of PTM? Is it teacher-led? Is it school leader-led? Is the school leader taking this meeting? Or is it the teacher who is taking the meeting? Is it going to be a group meeting or is it going to be one-on-one? All of this can go on to this plan. What are the norms or what are the rules or code of conduct all the stakeholders should adhere to? What is the agenda or list of activities and timings? What kind of feedback you have to collect? What will be the action steps that you will share with the parent when they leave the meeting? What will be the next meeting date? Let us look at a sample meeting plan here. So the theme will be pre-test discussion. That is, you are discussing with the parent about what kind of preparation should go before the test actually is conducted. Now, what is the type of PTM? It is led by the teacher and it is one-on-one. What are the norms for this? The discussion will be restricted to academics. All the questions pertaining to the subjects will be clarified. The parents are required to come on time. All of these norms can be specified. And agenda or list of activities will be current level of learning. You will discuss about the current learning level of the student and how to prepare the student for the upcoming test. This is the time, this is the venue. What kind of feedback will the teacher be collecting? Collect feedback from the parent about teaching quality. Is there anything else the teacher can do so that the student learns better? What kind of is the homework helping the student to learn, or can the teacher add more elements to it, or can it be given in a different way? The feedback can be on that. And what are the different activities the teacher has conducted? Has it helped the student to learn? All of these feedback a teacher can collect from the parents. So now, after all of this, we have to leave the parents with a job, with some expectations. So these are the steps that you give to the parent. One is about math concepts, the angles and its properties. This is the area the student has needs some more support. So you will tell the parent to support the child in this area. So this depends on child to child. So the teacher has to be very careful about what she puts on this next action steps that she gives to the parents. That can happen. This can be done for all the subjects also. Also, the next meeting date should be conveyed. So this is how a parent-teacher meeting can be conducted. I will also share some of the PTM examples from other schools. So these are not entirely academic. PTM can be conducted for non-academic purposes also. Here, one school conducted Bridging the Gap. Sir said some of the parents are not coming. We don't know if they're involved in the students' development or not. I think Prakash sir said about it. So this is an answer to you, sir. For Bridging the Gap, the parent can be the parents can be invited, and here the parent and the child should hold hands, and some questions which the school leader asks, the parent and the child will exchange between them. So one of the sample question is, what is your favorite food? It can be as simple as this, and you can start building more and more questions. Through this, the child and the parent will understand what are the likes and dislikes of each other. So in this way, you develop a bond between the parent and child. So this can be one of the ways in which you engage parents. The other school conducted a behavior management at home activity. Here, the teachers conducted the session about nutrition and its effect on child's health, effects of positive behavior at home, how to inculcate positive behavior example at home, and a long term, if the child is coming from a long term disturbance of domestic violence, how the parents can how a mother or a father can help the child to deal with it. So parents were engaged, they were asked questions, the parents asked questions with each other, they shared a lot of ideas and opinions. In this way, we can conduct parent teacher meetings. There was another classroom meeting in another school where some of the content discussed was about annual day dates, school exams, and exam preparation, just like the parent orientation program. So in this way, schools have used PTMs for different topics other than the academics. Now I have a discussion question. Do you have a parent-teacher association or a school management committee in your school? I have responses for this question. Dharanija ma'am says no. Manju says yes. Prakash sir says no. You don't have a parent-teacher committee or a school management committee. So some of only Manju ma'am or sir has said yes. Others are saying they don't have a parent-teacher management or a school management committee. Manju ma'am, can you? Some of them have raised their hands. Pavani ma'am, I'll allow you to talk. Do you have anything to share, ma'am? You can unmute and talk. Okay, ma'am, put down the hand. I would ask Manju, sir, Manju ma'am, Manju sir, whoever it is who said yes for a parent-teacher committee. Can you explain to us what it is and what do you do there through that committee? Would you want to share, ma'am? No, ma'am hasn't come forward. So we will go ahead. We will understand today what is a parent-teacher association or a school management committee and how it can help you engage the parents and get your parents involved in the school. So teachers and parents are involved in decision making with the school. This could be a parent teacher association or the parents getting together with the school management. It could be either ways. So after this association is formed, it will stay for a year or two before the next committee is formed. Here, members of this committee will assess situations on different things in the school. It could be school infrastructure, what resources are available in the school, what else is required, and they draw up a plan, development plan for the same. They will also schedule agendas for these meetings and they'll communicate to the rest of the members. Why is it important? PTA should be an integral part of the school's decision and strategy making. Why? Because the parents, as school leaders, you will have one point of view and you will be developing the school in a certain way. But parents bring in a different perspective. They would want the school to have certain things. They know what works with the students and they would want certain things to be added in the school. But it doesn't mean that the school will go ahead and bring these things. But as a committee, it has to be a consensual decision. There will be a lot of back and forth. There will be a lot of sharing of ideas, exchange of opinions. Finally, the committee will come to a decision which can be implemented. This brings a lot of accountability and transparency from both school and parents. It creates a kind of checks and balances between the two of them. Having a parent teacher association or a school management committee helps the school where the parents are also part of the decision making process. They own that responsibility. They will be dedicated towards those programs. Now, I will also share some examples of parent-teacher association in some schools. These examples I have taken from two schools from the Northeast. The school one had some infrastructure problem, and because of this, enrollments were going down. So what happened is some of the parents got together and they together with the school management committee, they come up with a agenda or a agenda for the school to implement, which is having proper drinking water facility where this water shall be tested on regular basis. School should inform parents of the students who are coming without a uniform, educate girls on menstrual hygiene with the help of ASHA members, um, ensure clean toilets and availability of soap, napkin, etc. An annual as well as monthly plan with the budget may be prepared for the purpose. So committee also advised school teachers to arrange a meeting with the parents for underperforming students. So these were some of the things that the parents inspect noticed in the school, and they gave these points to the school management so that they act upon these things. So what was the result of this meeting? The SMC were able to monitor implementation throughout the year. Now the school management gave a go ahead for all of these things and allocated some budget, but the parents volunteered to take care of the implementation and they also monitored how it is getting implemented. The next year, the school saw considerable improvements in the enrollment and parent involvement. So this is the result of a school management committee or a parent teacher association. In the second school, the parents noticed that there were a lot of business establishments around the school which were selling tobacco and related products, because of which a lot of high school students also started getting addicted. So they came up with the agenda for their for them for that year was to prohibit sale of tobacco product to and by any minors, prohibit sale of tobacco products within 100 yards of the school according to the COPTA Act of 2003. They also came up with an idea to display a notice board which prohibits anyone in and around the school using the tobacco products. and they will also monitor and socially police the people around the school. The result of this was the school now has a tobacco-free neighborhood within 100 meters radius. What the management did was they went door to door around the school neighborhood, and they campaigned about the ill effects of smoking and tobacco. So this had an impact on the parents. This had an impact on the local government or the local MLA, and they made it a law to ban all the sale of tobacco products. Now the school has a tobacco-free neighborhood. So this is how parent teacher association is such a powerful medium to bring about change and development in the school. Not just the school, when students see that their parents are actively taking part in such engagements, they will also it becomes a example for them. These people become their role models. So not just for academics, these things are also important for students to learn, and this parent teacher association or school management committee becomes a very strong entity for the school. Now the next strategy is parent sports and cultural activities. Here you can conduct when you're conducting sports activities for students, you can also include a segment for parents and grandparents. You can conduct games and activities exclusively for them. You can invite ideas from them, and you can select one of the best idea and give a prize to that parent, saying that this was one of the very good ideas for sports and culturals, and recognize and reward their participation as well. So here I don't think you need extra budget or extra money, where you can also involve parents. They can become volunteers during these sports and culturals. So this is one way to engage the parents. Now coming to volunteering, you will have different kinds of parents in your school. They may be working in different areas in their life. So you can identify parents who can contribute through student counseling if they are into if you find any parent counselor, you can invite them to volunteer. You can also identify parents who are experts in certain fields. Maybe one parent is working in a factory, so you can ask the parent if they can arrange for a tour, a school tour, where students can visit this factory, understand how things are working in the real world. This might spark an interest among some students to pursue that line of career. You can ask parents to volunteer for event coordination, for logistics arrangement during different programs. You can also invite parent volunteers during your community awareness campaigns for health and sanitation, mental health, nutrition, all of this. So when parents become volunteers, they are also inspiring other parents to volunteer in the school. So this becomes one way where you can engage the parents. It's like I said, parent engagement should not be one way. What school is doing, parents should come and attend. That becomes one way. Some parents may be interested, some may not be. But when you make it into a two-way process, parents feel it is their responsibility to go and do these things in the school. In that way, other parents also get inspired. I hope this makes sense. Now, I want to ask a question to the participants. Do you have parent volunteers in your school? If yes, what were some of their contributions? No. Most of them have said no, they don't have parent volunteers. I hope after seeing this, you will be inspired to slowly start parent volunteer programs in your school. This way it will attract parents. It will also help other parents to get inspired and volunteer in the school. Moving on to the next strategy, you can drive campaigns for awareness using this parent fraternity. You can ask parents to help in this campaigns. We had COVID, during which we also saw how there was learning loss among students who did not attend school. But you want to send out a message to more and more parents on the ill effects of on the ill effects of students not being able to learn during that time. So if you are sending out just to your parents, it will only be going to your parents. If the message will only be reaching your parents. But if you use your parent networks, they will push the message to more parents. So more people will get aware about this learning loss and how it can be contained. In this way, lot of other topics can be dealt, or there can be campaigns for other topics as well, where you can use these parent networks to share the messages. It could be menstrual hygiene, importance of health and nutrition, and its impact on student development, adolescent behavior, how to manage this, what is the importance of mental health. All of these campaigns can be driven through the parent networks. You can either use digital medium like WhatsApp to circulate these messages, or you can have these parent volunteers to go out into the community and do these campaigns. Now, in your school, you can find one room or a corner which you can convert into a parent resource center. Parent resource center can have some books, it can have some charts, or it can have some materials through which the parents can come there, read those books, and develop their own learning. Here you can also conduct awareness programs like adolescent behavior, impact of health and nutrition, or you can even conduct learning initiatives like spoken English classes, financial literacy, etc. for the parents. These are some of the value added services that you're offering to the parents, which will motivate them to come and use this resource center more and more. If they see some parents using it, it will you can keep this open on public holidays, because on the weekdays it will not be possible for parents to come. You can keep these resource center open during the public holidays, weekends and summer holidays, where parents can walk in and walk out, use this as a place for their further development. These are some of the pictures from some schools where they conduct such programs like spoken English classes, sessions on parenting skills, adolescent behavior, etc. Then the last strategy we will be discussing today is the open house. What is this open house? The school can have open house on certain number of days, not many days, maybe 1 or 2 days in a year, where the school opens its doors to the general public. So when general public come into the school, they will look at how well the school is conducting academics, be it academics, co-curriculars, all of this. It will give an idea to the parents, and the students who accompany these new parents will also get to see how this school is different. You can use this to showcase all your new initiatives. Maybe you have come up with a smart class or something. So you can showcase all of these during the open house. This will also open informal communication channels. Like, these are new parents who have still not decided which school the child has to be admitted. But if you have open houses like this, it will inspire or give an idea to the parent, okay, this is the right school for my child, I will admit him in this school. So these kind of open houses will set a precedent for parents to keep coming to the school very often. In this way, you can engage them. So these were some of the strategies that we thought would help the school open up its doors for parents, not just because the school has organized something, but you're inviting ideas from the parents as well. You're giving them that space where they can come and engage themselves in the school and inspire other parents also to take part in these activities. So we come to the end of the webinar, but before that, I would want to summarize. We know the importance of having parent engagement, what effect it has on the student academics or students' sense of well-being, and how it affects their overall studies. Because of that, we can have parent engagement in two ways. One is the parent orientation, where parents understand all about the school, the previous year and the coming year, what are the targets, what role they have to play in the school for the entire year, all of that. And engagements which will be conducted in a series of events throughout the year, what will be the roles and responsibilities of the parents, and how we can engage them, make it a two-way communication channel, and give them that free space to come and contribute in the school. These are some of the things that we discussed today. Thank you so much for being so participative. Before we do this, I have another request. If you have any questions, please let us know. It could be anything from today's webinar. We will be most glad to answer. I see two hands that have raised. Dr. Mohammed, sir, I'm allowing you to talk. Do you have anything to share with us, sir? Please unmute yourself, sir, if you want to speak. So I don't think sir has anything to share. However, if there are any questions, please type your questions in the Q&A box. We will most gladly answer them. We have one more person raise their hand. Left. So we have partnered with Lead School and K-On. Let me talk a bit about these two services and how it can increase the parent engagement as well as increase the student learning outcome. Lead School helps you to integrate innovative tech-based learning solutions with your education, with your curriculum. Whatever curriculum you're following, you can integrate Lead also into that. It will help your school grow because it has a state-of-the-art technology in developing school curriculum, teaching methods. It will train your teachers. It will help you with the books also and other materials from vendors. Through Lead, you can also market your school through their website. And if the student is learning in this hybrid way of learning, that is both from technology and the books, they have better learning outcomes, and hence they also do tech-based evaluations. Then and there you will understand what is the level of the student and take remedial steps. It also helps you to stay up to date with international standards. As a program, it is also offering superior English and coding skills to the students, which is also prescribed by NEP. Even if most of the schools have not adopted it, through Lead, you can also start doing all of these programs in your school. If you wish to know more about this, we can help you. The other product is K-On. K-On is nothing but a portable instrument that can be used in the schools and convert an ordinary classroom into a smart classroom. So one K-On can be used in different classrooms. You don't have to come up with special infrastructure. You don't have to spend a lot on the infrastructure because K-On is a one machine which has computer, projector, sound system, and content also included inside K-On, which can help you turn your ordinary classroom into a smart classroom. It has an ultra large display. Because of this, you don't need a separate screen setup in the school, but you can project it onto the wall itself within a small, short distance of 2 to 3 feet. So you can transform your classrooms into vibrant, interactive, and creative learning spaces. If you are interested in any of these two products, you can reach out to us on hello@varthana.com, or you can call us on 080-684-55777. our customers help executive will will help you with procuring these products. Thank you for attending the webinar today.